New Zealand mosque shootings leave 49 dead. Wellington, New Zealand. A gunman opened fire on 2 mosques in Christchurch, New Zealand, on Friday, killing 49 people in an afternoon slaughter that in part was broadcast live online after the publication of a white supremacist manifesto. Jacinda. News released by the New York Times on MSN. Cyclone Idai batters Mozambique coastal city, several injured. In Beira, a city of around 500,000 people and a gateway for imports to landlocked countries in Southeast Africa, Twitter images and television footage showed billboards and rooftops blown off, trees snapped and electricity cables strewn across the streets. News released by Reuters on MSN. Singaporean man trains like One Punch Man for a month and gets awesome results. A local man just proved that watching Japanese anime can actually cause wonders for your health. Sort of. Inspired by a hilarious origin story in the manga-turned-anime series One Punch Man, Singaporean investor, author, and public speaker Sean Seah. News released by Coconuts on MSN. The Tesla Model Y is finally here. March mayhem final. Motor Trend reveals the best family car we've been waiting for a few years now, and it's finally here. This is the 2021 Tesla Model Y, the electric car company's second SUV and its 5th production car ever. Elon Musk pulled the covers. News released by Road and Amp, track on MSN. Factbox, what we know about Boeing 737 MAX crash and what comes next. Reuters, more than 300 Boeing 737 MAX 8 and MAX 9 passenger jets around the world have been taken out of service following 2 fatal crashes over the past 5 months in Ethiopia and Indonesia that killed almost 350 people combined. Boeing has. News released by Reuters. The college admissions scandal isn't about parental sacrifice. It's about the intergenerational transfer of greed. Many of the parents I know have done a lot to help their children get the best education possible, from collecting other people's cams off the street for the redemption credits to pay for extra tutoring, to working second and third jobs to afford for. News released by NBC News. European markets seen slightly higher after UK lawmakers vote to delay Brexit. The FTSE 100 is seen 10 points higher at 7,195. The CAC is expected to open little changed from the previous session at 5,350, while the DAX is poised to start 12 points higher at 11,599, according to IG. Market focus is largely attuned to global trade. News released by CNBC. Global climate strike. Students around the world protest climate inaction. Protests have already started in Wellington, New Zealand, where students have clearly spent time thinking of fitting slogans for their signs. One showed a picture of a bee with the words, "If I die you're coming with me." This video was taken around 10. News released by CNN. Israeli military announces strikes on Gaza sites after rocket attack on Tel Aviv. Jerusalem. The Israeli military says it has begun attacking sites in the Gaza Strip in response to a rocket attack on Tel Aviv. The attacks were taking place in the southern Gaza town of Khan Yunis, about 15 miles south of Gaza City. The warplanes. News released by NBC News. Resilience. How women use obstacles to fuel their success. Resilience is a key trait of all the successful women who have been guests on our Secrets of Wealthy Women podcast. The women whom I interview typically are household names in industries including beauty, fashion, and entertainment. Many have faced. News released by the Wall Street Journal. Razor wire endangers wildlife at U.S. Mexico border, environmentalists say. Mexico City, March 15, UPI. Razor wire newly laid at the U.S. Mexico border endangers gray wolves and rare jaguars because it cuts them off from food, water, shelter, and mating partners, environmentalists said. Since November, troops have laid 210 miles. News released by UPI. Alabama storm damage, destruction reported in Cullman County amid tornado, thunderstorm warnings. Damage has been reported in parts of Cullman County late Thursday afternoon shortly after tornado and severe thunderstorm warnings went into effect in the area. The tornado warning has since been lifted. The Cullman County Emergency Management Agency said. News released by Apple. Avanity firm's bankruptcy petition is rejected by judge. A federal judge has dismissed the bankruptcy petition filed last week by Michael Avanity's longtime firm Egan Avanity and raised the prospect of sanctioning the celebrity lawyer. Judge Catherine Bauer of U.S. Bankruptcy Court in Santa Ana ordered. News released by Los Angeles Times. YouTube star Lilly Singh will host a new NBC late-night show. Lilly Singh is getting her own late-night show. The actress and comedian joined Jimmy Fallon on Thursday's episode of The Tonight Show to announce that she will officially be joining the NBC late-night family with her new series called A Little. News released by Los Angeles Times. New York Public Library issues Lou Reed cards. On Friday, the Lou Reed Archive at the New York Public Library for the Performing Arts is officially opening, the New York Times reports. The career-spanning personal archive includes thousands of news released by Pitchfork. Google released a broad core search algorithm on March 12. Google on Wednesday confirmed that it released a broad core search ranking algorithm update this week. Our guidance about such updates remains as we've covered before, the company said. News released by Search Engine Land. NASA releases Opportunity rover's final panorama photograph. Last month, the universe had to say goodbye to Opportunity, one of NASA's plucky little Mars rovers that scoured the red planet for 15 years looking for clues about the Martian past. A massive, planetary dust storm laid the little bot low, but before it. News released by Smithsonian Magazine. Tom Clancy video game The Division 2 brings a battered Washington, D.C., to life. Draining the swamp pales in comparison to the problems facing the nation's capital in new video game Tom Clancy's The Division 2. The White House is under attack. An enemy force occupies the Lincoln Memorial and a wrecked Air Force One has crashed at the. News released by USA Today.